Hey everybody, it's Chanthamontry back again with Opus Gaming. This time I'm here with a super special deck profile. This is going to be my teammate James's first place store championship Darkknightmon deck profile. It's been a running joke in our team lately that I think that Darkknightmon is a meme, but everybody else says that it's really, really good. So why don't you guys drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Do you think this deck is just kind of a meme deck, or do you think it's actually like a really fire competitive deck for this next format? But as we start to get into it, I'm going to have James start off with the eggs here. But before we get started, if you guys want to like and subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it a lot. And we're going to get started with the deck profile here.
All right, cool. So I run 4 Pagus. I feel like that's pretty standard. Just helps you get your extra pieces when you need them, right?
No,
and
for
who
sure.
doesn't like free cards?
I always ask, is there another egg that you would consider playing?
Maybe the old Sunamon that gives plus 2k for same names.
Okay.
Yeah, the new egg isn't as good because it needs Twilight and only the newer cards are Twilight, so it doesn't come up as much.
So it's just not consistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that, starting with rookies, we run the 4 new Monotamons. They're the ones that can plus 2 or like plus 1.
Yep.
Yeah, so
This is a searcher card, right? For
Yep.
3. Yep.
It can get you the Tamer. It can get you anything with Twilight. So yeah,
Okay.
you can even pick up the option, which is nice whenever you need it.
I do like those cards that search like the Tamer for the deck plus something in the
Yeah,
heart
they
type.
added the traits to the Tamers and the options, so that's how it's able to pick it up now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just testing things. I need to up this, but for now, it was just one of the older ones.
Okay.
It's not a Twilight, so it doesn't gain like all the other benefits the other ones do.
What does that Monotamon do?
Look at 3, add a Deadly Axe or a Dark Knight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so it's just another search.
So that's just, that's from the old archetype.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I'm not as familiar with a lot of these
Yep.
cards, so.
And then we run the 4 Chikuris. Everyone knows how annoying they are.
No, for sure, for sure.
They do their job. Most of the time, though, they just live in my hand. We run 2 of the newer ones, the Slow Down Crossing.
Yep.
Sometimes it stops you, but honestly, you kind of just swing with your own Chikuri and let it die before you do your own plays.
For sure.
So it's not too bad. We got 1 Chumon. It's relevant when it's relevant, right?
Yeah, makes sense for sure. Memory blocking is just like when you see your opponent put down that memory boost option, you just respond with that, and you pretty much just took away that option from them. So
yeah, going on to champions, we have 4 of the Deadly Axe. This lets you look at 5, pick up 2 Dark Knights, or anyone with Dark Knight in their name, or Knights in their name.
okay.
Yeah.
This deck seems pretty consistent with lots of search options.
Yeah, you just cycle through your entire deck. So when you put things in the bottom of the deck, the order does matter because you'll probably see them again.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on top of that, we have 4 of the other older one, the Skull Knights. And he's the one that lets you like swing and then become a Dark Knight for free when you have him out too.
Okay.
Yeah, so plus the +1 check is always nice.
Yeah, as an inheritable, that's got to be huge. Okay.
And then we have 4 of the new ones, Mighty Axe mode. So all of them that have like extra stuff at the end of their names, like Cavalier, Mighty Axe, all that, they count as either one of these guys. So like it helps you fulfill your requirement of like needing so-and-so piece.
Definitely, okay.
Yeah. And he's also good because he does search you some more too. He reveals 3 and then you kind of just take 1, you trash the rest.
I like how searching is just like an added on effect of all of these cards.
Yeah. And he can pop things that are, I think, 3 or 4 or less. 4 costs or less.
Okay.
So when he comes out, he does, get rid of like memory blockers or other goofy stuff.
Definitely things that live to just kind of float onto the board.
This is a 1-of for now. I'll probably find a way to bring it up to 2. But he generally just goes over the other 4s and then just becomes a jamming swing. So like with again, what was it? This one. You have this one out and you don't have Dark Knight, you can just go over this and then swing with jamming for 2 checks.
Yep, that's a pretty sweet combo for
So
sure.
sometimes that free aggro is pretty nice.
And that's something I've noticed when we were playtesting even just now. It's like this deck wants to be aggressive from turn 1 from what you said, right? You want to start swinging right away.
Oh yeah, you just unga bunga it. You just bring everyone in and just swing. You kind of don't really think through anything.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
the deck plays itself.
No, for sure.
1 Grumblemon. You run a couple Tamers in here. Grumble's nice, and then your 6 lets you bring back Grumble if you ever trash it, so it's not a big deal.
Cool. So just grumble for game.
Yep. Going on to 5s, we run 4 of the new one.
Yeah, that card's really strong.
It does a lot for what it for a level 5. You're playing it at best for 4 costs. You're de-evolving, you're popping anything that's 5 costs or less. Or you can even swing with that Skull Knight, become him if you really need to for those 2 extra checks, whatever. And when he dies, you take one from your sources, you put it back in your hand, you play the other one, so like the recursion is always there.
For sure.
Yeah, this card's super annoying, but it's great.
Yeah, we love floaters in this game for sure.
Yeah, and then the older ones, I played 3. After some testing, I want to cut it down to 2.
Okay.
I think I have an amazing passive where I see 5s too much. So if I lower my 5s, maybe I'll see them less.
We'll see.
Yeah, same thing. He's not as good as the new one, but when he dies, he also floats. But the dudes that he brings out, they stay suspended. But sometimes that's not bad too, because like you can swing, this dies, right?
Yeah.
You play the other 2, and then you just use both of them for this.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
So like there's some value there.
I can see that for sure.
Yep. And then for the 6s, I just run 2. I usually only make it once every game, if even, right? I don't generally see the second one. He's good because like he'll unsuspend your Dark Knights, you can swing again, or he'll pop one of your opponent's Tamers. But like I said, you can bring back Grumble with him, which is always nice because then you just, Grumble for game.
Yep.
But other than that, when he dies, he does play a Dark Knight from trash, so you can play this, which is kind of whatever. But if you play this, then like you can, cross with it and be annoying again. DG ball, pop another thing. So the utility is there.
And I like it at 2 for sure. If it's not something that you're trying to go to as because your level 5s are so powerful that that level 6 is kind of there to like aid it. But yeah, lots of your main plays are made on level 5. So
yeah, those are my only 6s. And then for 7s, I just have 1 Death X.
Okay.
If I had another one, I'd probably play it.
yeah, for sure. Death X is expensive right now. I'm thankful I got my playset on the release. But.
Yeah. Also had situations where like when I made him, I added him back to hand so I could use it too. So that's always nice. Yeah. Going into Tamers, we run 3 Nenes. A lot of people, or not a lot, but it's like some people say you need to run 4 because you need to see them. But I feel like you cycle so much, 3 is fine. Anything like having too many in your hand kind of just clutters it up too. So I felt like 3 was a happy number that I was able to compromise with. And then I run 2 Izzies. Every card in this deck is black.
Yep.
So you're playing a Memory Tamer for 3. And plus, rearranging things is always nice to like set up your next plays.
Yeah, and it's even pretty good. Like even when you open that being your turn 1 play, it kind of like solidifies like, well, am I breaking for the next 3 turns, or do I have, what I mean? Can I see my rookie? Can I
if
see
you
my
see your next 3 and they're bad, then you just play like a Deadly Knight and go just cycle it all to the bottom, and then we'll try again. And then you're never gonna be memory choke if you just start with it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, options. I run 3 Pride Memory Boosts. I think it's alright. It does what it does, but like half the times, most of the cards are already in your hand that you can play. So like, why play this to hit a Deadly Knight if you already have one in your hand, right? Or like Deadly Axe, yeah. But I mean, the extra 2 memory is always nice
for an extender, especially when you're being aggressive.
I run 3 Onslaughts and I run 1 Ultimate Flare for random security bombs. Onslaughts does its job against most decks. It's if you're playing against a lot of Black or Greymon, it's not as great, but Flare is cool. But then Flare doesn't do much against like security control. But this annoys Crossheart and annoys like Metal Garurumon like to no end. So it's great. And Grandis too. This will eat Grandis alive. And then my last 2 are just the Immortal Rulers. They have their utility. They're alright. You trash 3, play a Dark Knight from trash, and then DGG Ball pop someone, stuff like that. But the security effect is it adds to hand, so it's not as great when you see it, but free card's still a free card.
Definitely, yeah. Gaining that advantage is just gaining an advantage at the end of the day. So for the Store Championship tournament that you took first place with, then that's how you got your nationals invite. So we're definitely looking forward to going with you to LA. But how was the event for you? How did the deck perform? Obviously, you took first place, but was there any like really contentious matchups that you feel like you really had to play through?
Round 1, I 2-0'd Alphamon.
Okay, that's definitely a feat.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I think I just swung with everything and nothing ever died on my end.
Yeah,
and then
for sure.
Round 2 was against Metal Garurumon, and I 2-0'd that one as well. That one was thanks to Ultimate Flare and Onslaught being in security.
Okay, so you played the security bombs for that reason, so they didn't take up slots in your deck. So.
Round 3 was against security control, and that one was the only match that night where I went to game 3.
Yep. Okay.
Game 1 took 20 minutes, and then I lost game 1. So I was already like behind against security control. And then
That's never where you want to be going into game 2 against that matchup. For
yeah, game 2 took 25 minutes, and then game 3 took 3 minutes.
You guys just got it in for game 3.
It wasn't even that. I ran with everything, and they had like 3 Salmons in their security. So
yeah, that never helps. Either that or like Tamers that don't do anything right away. That always feels good to just kind of melt through their security. And I know at the time that you were playing your round 3 matchup, I was on the opposite side of the room. I was playtesting, I think, with Tusa or somebody. And I asked, like, how's James doing? Like, because you were one of the people that was really trying to get your invite that day. And they're like, man, it's not looking great. He's down 1 against security control. And I was like, oh, man, whatever. But people were talking, and then we heard that you had taken game 2, and you're going into, like, the late game procedures and stuff. So I was really happy to hear when I came over that you had taken the win, because I know that was a very contentious matchup. And there was a lot of people around you guys, so I know it was a pretty serious game.
Yeah, but... and then the final round was against Crossheart. That ended in like maybe 8 minutes. I 2-0'd that one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you just out-aggroed all the aggro decks. Melga, Alphamon, Crossheart is another very aggressive deck. So, no, that's really awesome. Yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong about this deck being a meme. It's just like a very consistent. Bro. Honestly, all those searchers look crazy. I'm probably going to have to try to build this myself.
If you want to turn off your brain and just swing, this is a really good deck to play.
No, 100%. You get security check +1 as an inheritable, and it's really easy to get to. So that on top of all the searching, no, I like it. So, all right, that's going to be our Darkknightmon X Antibody deck profile. If you guys made it this far, you guys want to like and subscribe. I'm really trying to get our subscriber count up. So until next time, this is Chanthamontry out with Opus Gaming. Take care.